everyone, and we're on the 8th week. The weather's a good bit better, but I'll do this inside. Now, last week we had a good look at the human foot, and most of you have sent in very good feet. In fact, there was one student who sent in a foot that was so good, I told him it could kick a football. It looked really three-dimensional and it was in a different angle. So today we're going to look at the hand. Here's Fritz's hand. And you can see, of course, it's similar to the foot. The palm of the hand here, the bones in this part are called the metacarpal. You've probably heard of carpal tunnel syndrome. That's the part that runs through this bone here. There's a spacing and they do surgery on that. And then there is the finger bones, which are called phalanges. They are in there. So without further ado, we'll attempt to draw this thing. And again, like the skeleton of the foot, there's quite a few bones at the top here. Now I'll try and count them on Fritz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 or 7 in the phalanges. Who knows all these terms until you actually come to draw something or become a surgeon or something like that? Phalanges. The phalanges and the metacarpals. It sounds like two gangs. Are you in the phalanges or are you in the metacarpals? So I'm going to do the metacarpals first, as we're going to have the finger bones, the phalanges joined onto that. Now again, I'm using, I know some of you are very precise, but as I'm doing these drawings spontaneously and quickly to show you, I kind of do it in an artistic fashion, shall we say. I'm just trying to understand the shape of these bones based on poor old Fritz's hand here. He's been a very good, loyal model. See all this evolving? Now some of you might be seeing a painting underneath here and thinking, hey, what's that he's at? I shall be showing you that later. And for students who did my painting 1 class with me last semester, it's a painting I started then, which I'm kind of almost finishing now. Now this bone here at the top kind of goes in and out, and then there's the joint, which is just like you learned from doing the leg bones and such like, it's thinner and then it comes out where there's this thing that joins it together. Okay. So this thumb bone, these are going to be longer than that. Quite a bit longer. And they've got that tiny little bone at the end there, which helps. I think the main thing, when you're sketching is just get the shapes right. It's not going to be in an anatomy book, but it's just so that you get some sort of rough understanding. Use the photocopies that I sent you, and I know there's one student who didn't receive it, and I just sent it at the end of last week. He just told me after 7 weeks he hasn't received it. So if you never received anything from me with the parcel of information, you know, tell me as soon as you haven't received it so I can send another copy. There's one poor man who didn't receive it 4 or 5 times. I had to send it 5 times. So by the time I used all those stamps, I was the poor man. Anyway. And this is going to be here. I'm going to make it, and you can see the finger, the basic understanding is that the finger's got all these bones in it, you know, more than one. It's subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4 bones. And that little phalange is a good word for it, that little phalange at the end. That little, must be a little bone in this bit here. So I'm not going to spend eternity on this, just rough it in and you can see me as I'm doing it. Now I'm not expecting perfect, but you know, it's an artistic sense of the hand you want to have. The reason for this is when you come to draw a hand, an actual real hand, you know, with the flesh and muscles, you will, at least from this, have a memory understanding of the bones. Yeah, I've spent just over 5 minutes on this. You can spend as long as you'd like. This will be the pinky bone, this thing here. It's bigger than you think. Now, of course, once you've got the hand done, I also was trying to incorporate 2 this week. I've noticed the thing I typed out and sent you is slightly different than, what we're getting just now. I think last week we did the foot, so I'm slightly off with the week. So I'm going to combine 2 this week, which is the arm and the hand. Okay, forgive me for that. So the arm bone here, we'll just do the top one. Very simple. It's much like what you did with the thigh bone, except smaller. So it's got the rounded shoulder top here joint. And then, like I said, every bone is never straight. It's got a kind of twist. If you can kind of get a twist in your pencil, it's not entirely straight. And then it extends out into this section here, which is the part that joins into the lower arm. Going to do this really quickly. You know, you can spend much longer on it exploring that stuff I sent you in the envelope, or if you want to look at the internet, you know, just find Google images, bones of the hand and upper arm bones. So that's very quickly done there, just the bone of the upper arm. And all we're trying to do just now is give you a very, very gentle, soft, basic understanding of anatomies. And you know, if you're really wanting to go into it, you know, something like this is good, anatomy for the artist. Buy them second hand, you know, you could try and get it from somewhere like Amazon. I go to a thing called Abe Books, ABEBOOKS, and they have bargains. I never buy them new, I always buy them second hand. So that's all this week's exercise involves, folks. Fritz, let's see if I can move this. I'm a one-man band. There we are. So that's it. Fritz and his skeleton. He's nothing but a skeleton. And today is drawing the hand and the bones. You can do, I mean, if you want to do both bones of the arm, that's fine, but I'm only kind of really wanting you to look at one of them. But you can do both if you want and join it into the hand. I mean, everyone's got their limitations. I mean, we've got artists doing painting too. You can just barely recognize the thing as bones, what they're doing. And you've got some people that, you know, make what I'm doing here look really crude. So I've got everything from, you know, the real basics to the real geniuses. And that's fine, because that's humanity. None of us are the same, we're all at different levels, and that's the beauty of it. So whatever level you're at in this class is okay with me. As long as you do the work every week, submit it to me by the closing date for this week will be next week, the 29th, and that would be great. And then send it to me by text or email, and I will tell you if it's brilliant, or, you know, I'll say just keep up the good work, you know, or something like that. You know what I mean. But basically everyone who's submitting is doing well, and as long as you submit work and keep in touch with me, you're guaranteed a good grade. If you don't do that, I'm afraid you'll fall by the wayside. So do keep up with it, you know, and don't be worried, don't be critical of yourself. Whatever you can do is good by me, as long as you can do something. Okay, so over and out from Fritz. Auf Wiedersehen! And that's the bones of the hand. She blows. That's it, done in 5 minutes. So you have